Mary with the child Jesus looking up at her. Behind the Mother of God, as we see two angels. All the forms and colours of this Coptic icon are clear cut and simple without seeming naive. Yeah, seeming naive that they are black. The rounded heads with the dark eyes are typically Coptic stylish elements. On the left panel above, we can see the rising Lord carrying a banner of victory, and below him St. George as dragon killer. On the right panel is crucified Lord. Piercing his side below is the thorn crown Christ displaying the wounds on his hands. So look, let's have a look at those pictures. Tell me what you see. Look at black people. Look at this portrait. This portrait is showing you the house of David. Look at these people. All black people. All of them. You see that? Beautiful. All of them black people. And that's Christ in the middle. Look. Black man Christ, look. Now look, they'll get a right close up of it here. Look at that. And it says here, the portrayal of Christ's descent into hell in the centre of the large icon at the right is encircled by a double wreath of images. These depict the life of Christ in 52 separate scenes. They begin with the solemn decision of the threefold God to become human in Jesus, the Logos, and they end with the Domitian of the Mother of God. The large icon at the left below, the genealogy of Christ, of Jesus, the root of Jesse, is prominently displayed. The root of Jesse. The 9 separate panels depict from above left to right Sophia, the wisdom of God, Christ is sent into hell, the Mother of God of burning bush, Mary's entrance into the temple, the synaxis of the Mother of God, the protecting field of the Mother of God, celebrating the icon of the Vladimir Mother of God. Now, that was really prominent in what we were just reading there. Was the part there it says, on the large icon on the left, below the genealogy of Jesus, the root of Jesse, is prominently displayed. Right? That's this one here. So, why would it be talking about the genealogy of Christ, the root of David, if he didn't come out of the lions of David, Solomon, and come from that line there? You know, why would it be talking about that if Christ wasn't born by sperm, if Joseph hadn't impregnated Mary, because Joseph comes from the line of David and Jesse, yeah, David's father, Solomon, comes from that bloodline there. Why would this be talking about this picture depicting the genealogy of Christ if he wasn't born the same way as we all were born, through mother and father having sex? Look at that. These are 9th century pictures. Beautiful. Showing you the whole bloodline, this genealogy, which describes in Matthew chapter 1 in the Bible. Yeah. This picture here depicts Archangel Michael on his horse, Ivan the Terrible. You hear about the Russian, there's another black man, they tell he's a white man but he's a black man because all of those places were inhabited by black people back then, yeah, in the 14th century. His army, look at that, army full of black men. Army, there you go again, full of black people, all black. The angels depicted there, all black. Look at that. And if we come down and read what it says here, Ten on his mother's lap, the shepherd's golden crown to the angels who departed all they fashioned the crown. Yeah. Ivan the Fourth, Vasilij Tsar and autocrat of all the Russians, adjacent in a smaller circle, the Archangel Michael sits on a winged horse as general of the three Christian military flanks. Ivan the Terrible, who defeated the Tartars in 1552 and burnt their capital city, Kazan, in the circle above the right, rides just behind him. Following him are Vladimir II of Monomark from the 11th century of Kiev, and further back Vladimir I, Grand Duke of Kiev, with his sons Boris and Gleb, who were murdered by their brothers and canonized. In the uppermost column, Alexander Nevsky leads his army which conquered the Swedes. You can see that anyway. And that's them there once again. Michael the Archangel in front, as you can see. Ivan the Terrible behind him. His army of Black Russians. That's where you hear about the term Black Russians, because the Russians were originally black, I'm afraid to say. Yeah. Yeah. This is a picture showing you the resurrection of Christ with Mary, his mother Magdalene, the disciples. Black man, black people, they're painting. They're not painting white people, they're painting black people, because that's who Christ was. He was a black man according to the scriptures. Revelation 1 verse 9, I think it starts out, it tells you, it describes. As you look up here, it says, the miracle of the raising of Lazarus, who had already been in the grave 3 days, was understood and celebrated liturgically in the early church as a foreshadowing of the resurrection of Christ, as a declaration of the eschatological resurrection of the dead, and last but not least, as an allusion to the new life we receive in baptism. This icon shows realistically how the door to the grave is removed and Lazarus appears. The focal point is the triangle formed by the grieving sisters at the feet of Jesus, the men opening the grave, and the resurrection of Lazarus. Jesus and his disciples are separated from the rest of the people by a rocky ledge, so that two more groups are formed. Thus this icon radiates serenity despite the many persons depicted. Our attention is directed from the outstretched arm of Jesus to the man raised from the death, the raising of Lazarus. And look again, got another beautiful picture. Same thing. See Christ there? These are black people. Have a look carefully. Look at them. All depicted as black people. Just like I see in this one, which is even in more detail. Another picture. Picture of Christ as a child. This is from when, right, Emmanuel, Christ Emmanuel, 1697, in this small icon. The wise countenance of the pre-existence Emmanuel looks as though he is hypnotizing the beholder. The right eye pierced slightly towards the left, while the left eye is focused straight ahead. That's him there. These are other pictures of him. More icons showing you the Israelites. All these pictures. This is another 14th century picture. When they wanted to depict them as white, this is what they would look like during the Renaissance. When they want to change Mary to white, look, you can clearly see they paint them as white. See? They'll paint them as white so you can see. All these are what you would happen during the Renaissance. When the heathen would paint the likeness of the people of the book and change the likeness of them to favour them. See? They would clearly show that they're white. So don't think when I'm showing these pictures of these people in black that they're not painting them who they were. That's who they were. These are pictures now from the 16th, 17th century during the Renaissance. It even shows you iconography of the Mother of God in the order of her literal feasts, surrounded by feast day scenes, first half of the 19th century. You see? It's well into the heart of the Renaissance they're doing this. Burning bush by 160 miniature icons, all of which depict Mary with the child Jesus. The name of the icon is written underneath each small image, although the faithful beholder will immediately recognize each type of Mother of God icon simply on the basis of the posture of Mary and the child. You see? This is when they changed it all. As it clearly says there, first half of the 19th century. Quickly show you again. Renaissance. Changing everything from black to white. It goes right here. Right, Lamentation of Christ, glass icon. Transylvania, 18th or 19th century. Two men have taken the corpse of Christ and laid it on a cloth. Before they carry his body away, they allow the lamenting of the women to look once more at their beloved Lord. An angel mourns with them. Mary, in the centre of this scene, folds her hands in resignation, and her whole posture expresses deep sorrow. Right, so have a look. This is it here. 18th, 19th century. See that? Renaissance. White hair, long hair, white bodies, white people. Change Mary to white, Jesus to white, the disciples to white. Look at that. That's what these devils did, mate. If you go over here, look, there's another one. Once again. We'll look at the original pictures of Mary, white woman. Over here, painted as black people. To a child Christ with her. Yeah. This book is called Icons, Fascination and the Reality. That's what it's called. Yeah. By Conrad Honest and Anne-Marie Sniper. And even the cover of it, they show you Christ and Mary, black woman, black baby, in the picture. Because I know what they did, these devils. But the scripture says, Jacob will not wax his face white, pale, never. As you can see, this is another picture showing you the Egyptians going after the children of Israel during the time of the Exodus. Pharaoh there, black Egyptians as we know, and those are the children of Israel, depicted black. These are pictures from the ancient sites in Egypt, in Luxor, yeah. And as it says here, it says, and it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh was turned, and he made ready his chariots and pursued after the children of Israel. Exodus 14, chapter 14, verse 5 to 8. And children of Israel, as you can see, are all black people that he's pursuing. He's not pursuing no white people there. These are portraits of Joseph, black man, as you can see. And these are more portraits here. And these are all from the relics that have been left in Egypt on the walls, painted in temples, in the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, in Luxor, all throughout. Look at these Hebrew Israelites, and this is a picture, okay, that's depicted of Abraham going down into Egypt, roughly 2000 BC. Yeah, look at that, right, with the Israelite women. These Israelite women, and these are black people. Look, let's look at their features. Look at these, yeah, with their afros and their beards. And over here, you see, looks at, and Abraham went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. A wall painting in a tomb at Beni Hassan in Egypt gives us a lively impression of how we should think of the patriarch and his family as they made their way into the land of the pharaohs. This valuable record, dating from about 1900 BC, shows us a caravan of desert Bedouins led by a foreign prince. The men have long hair which comes low over their brow and hang down at the back. They wear imperial beads, Leviticus chapter 19 verse 27, 21 and 5, which are neatly trimmed. Samuel 2 chapter 19 verse 24. Their dress is varied, and some are clad in the cloaks reaching just below the knee. Look at that. Perfectly showing you them. These are Israelites, black Israelites going down. This is Abraham. This is a picture of Abraham and his family going down into Egypt for the first time due to the famine in the land of Ur, where he lived with his father previously. So this is another picture of the Israelites. This is of King David when he had defeated the lion that had taken the sheep, and he took the sheep from the lion's mouth and then went and defeated the lion. As we should tell you anyway. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and took a lamb out of the flock, and I went after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. It's in Samuel 1 chapter 17 verse 35. And these are pictures that these are old relics that they found in Israel, showing you this of King David, the Israelite king. These are Israelite women. These are more artifacts from over 3,000 BC. Look at them with their braided hair. Have a close look. More relic of the Israelites building ships. King Solomon sent his men on many ventures with the Hittites and the men of Taish. I might even tell you here. Yeah, and King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion-Geber, which is beside Eloth, at the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom, the Edomites' land. Kings 1 chapter 9 verse 26. And these are more relics.